Before we dive into this thrilling space tale, let us know in the comments, which city and country are you watching from, and what time is it there? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because what this human does, no one saw coming. They left him to die. The last human aboard the derelict Station 47, orbiting a decaying moon in Sector Y9, was assumed lost when the Clithar Empire retreated. The evacuation had been rushed. Explosions, decompression, artificial gravity stuttering. No one noticed the maintenance tech who'd been on Deck 12 trying to stabilize coolant lines. His name was Marcus Hale, and he wasn't dead. Not even close. The Clithar had been so sure Earth's allies would fall like dominoes, they hadn't double-checked who made it onto the last escape shuttle. And even if they had, who cared about a human engineer? No rank, no weapons, no threat. They didn't know humans. Marcus regained consciousness hours later, half buried in debris, air thin, emergency lights flickering. A gash above his right brow leaked into his vision. The artificial gravity had stabilized, barely. Station power was at 12%. He should have panicked. He didn't. Instead, Marcus did what humans do best when they're written off. He got to work. By day 2, he'd stabilized oxygen flow and rerouted backup power from the agricultural dome's light panels. The lights flickered inconsistently, but the generators hummed. By day 5, he had stitched his wounds with sterilized comm wire, using a mirror and 3 different makeshift clamps. He reinforced the medbay bulkhead, anticipating more structural collapse. By day 10, he'd mapped the entire station from memory, identifying weak points, sabotaged relays, and unnecessary modules that drained energy. He wasn't just surviving now. He was optimizing. Station 47 had been a patchwork relic before the war, an amalgam of different alien technologies bolted together for political unity. Human, Zarnian, Velothi, and old Clithar systems barely cooperated. Marcus didn't just understand them. He spoke to them. Systems weren't just wires and code, they were puzzles, languages waiting to be decoded. His hands were covered in burns and scars, but his brain was alight. He rewrote firmware for 4 species. He replaced coolant with harvested moon ice. He bypassed a defunct reactor entirely, wiring its magnetics into a defensive shielding array. He called it Project Lazarus. He chuckled when he named it, because he wasn't just rebuilding a station, he was rebirthing it. Week 4, a Clithar patrol ship arrived, broadcasting wideband warnings. They assumed the station was drifting, salvageable. They sent drones to scout. Marcus welcomed them, with EMP bursts so precise, the drones fried before sending a distress ping. The Clithar approached. That's when his station fired back. He had rewired 2 of the original mining lasers. Primitive, but fast. Coupled with rotational maneuvering he'd rebuilt from scratch, the station spun like a shielded predator and tore holes in their hull. The Clithar barely escaped with their lives. They left behind fragments, parts, resources. Marcus smiled. More materials for upgrades. Word began to spread in back channels. Whispers of a ghost station that burned pirate ships alive, of a haunted wreck defending itself with impossible speed, of a death worlder who spoke to wires and controlled AI like a conductor with a symphony. It wasn't haunted. It was Marcus Hale, and he wasn't done. By month 3, Marcus had rebuilt a drone army from scrap, all autonomous, all deadly. One handled welding, another tracked meteoroid threats. 3 patrolled the perimeter like bloodhounds with plasma teeth. He painted them with earth colors, white and cobalt, a symbol, a memory. He even reprogrammed the station's voice. It now spoke in a calm, earth-accented female tone. He called her June. "You are safe, Marcus," she would say after a storm. "The station lives." And it did. 6 months later, the Galactic Peace Coalition sent a diplomatic probe. They'd heard about the attacks. The Clithar were furious. They claimed someone had reactivated a forbidden weapon system. The probe approached cautiously, broadcasting friendly pings. Marcus didn't destroy it. He invited it in. The footage they retrieved stunned the council. The station was fully operational. No crew, no armada. Just a single human, tending plants in hydroponics, calibrating laser relays, whistling to himself. He had done the impossible, not just survived, evolved. The council offered extraction, medals, retirement. He declined. "This station's my home now," Marcus said. "I gave it life, and it gave me purpose." When they asked why he refused to return to Earth, he smiled. "You all forgot us." But the station didn't. Eventually, the station became a neutral beacon, a sanctuary. Its defenses deterred pirates, its systems healed wounded ships, and its AI responded only to a single voice, Marcus. They tried to duplicate the upgrades. They failed, because they weren't Marcus Hale. And somewhere in the galaxy, a new myth was born. Of the human engineer left behind. Of the ghost station that wasn't a ghost. Of the man who took abandonment and turned it into a legacy. Still watching? Then remember this. Humans don't need armies to change the galaxy. Just time, tools, and one person who refuses to give up. Comment, like and subscribe if you believe in the human will to survive and to rebuild the stars.